What's up, everybody? This is gonna be a support video for my my good friend OVI. So, and it might be a long video. So if you don't like long videos, you might want to turn it off now. But Obi's asking, and you know what? I'm gonna say it right now. I'm not really in it to enter the contest. I just want to kind of share with you guys. Well, share with Obi. Because he was kind enough to share with me what makes him what he is today. And I've been thinking about it for the past couple of days, and I seen today a video from B Likes to Watch, Brian, and it kind of made me think of what I wanted to say. And I don't know if you guys are gonna think this boring or not, and sorry Obi if it is boring, but here's what I think makes me me, or makes me who I am, you know. I really respect the story you shared with us, that about how your house burned down and how that helped you become a man and, you know, start your own business and all that stuff, you know. I mean, I really respect that, seriously. And like you said, you know, show some guns in the background, and this is my Mossberg hunting shotgun, black and gray. I painted the gray. I'm from California. I like black and gray. I won't go into the football, but you guys know what black and gray means. My 1911 is also black and gray. Although right now the grips look black, but they're gray. Trust me. When you see them in light, they look gray. Enough about that. But yeah, so I was thinking about it, and what makes me me is, you know what? I grew up, I come from a very, very humble household, you know. When I grew up in California, my mom and dad were very, very poor. So, you know, that shows that my family was very poor. When I was growing up, and you know, and I'm not trying to show you guys a sob story or anything like that, but I'm gonna just tell you how it is. When I grew up, I mean, we were very, very, very poor. There was a lot of times when we didn't have food. There was a lot of times when if we had food, well, whatever we had was just either like potatoes or beans for months at a time, you know, just like either potatoes or just beans, or maybe just carrots, just, you know, whatever my parents could get that was the cheapest thing to buy for months or weeks at a time, you know. So I got to eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of beans, a lot of potatoes, stuff like that, you know. And you know, it made me very grateful for everything that I have. I mean, we were very poor, and it just taught me to be very grateful. Also, like, you know, my parents, even though we were very poor and we didn't have many things, they always taught me the right way. They always taught me to be a grateful person. They always taught me not to be jealous of anybody because we didn't have anything, you know. They taught me to be grateful for the things we did have. They taught me to, you know, treat everybody the same, even though people might treat you bad. You know, try to tolerate people, you know. And that's very hard when you're growing up, you know, and you're very poor. I used to have to get into a lot of fights growing up because a lot of times I didn't have new shoes, or I didn't have new clothes, and I only had a couple pairs of pants, or a couple shirts, really old, ugly shoes, or whatever. So, I mean, I would have to get into a lot of fights because kids trying to pick on me or whatever, but it taught me to be very humble and be very grateful for everything that I do have. So, I mean, that's kind of what made me into what I am today. Now that I'm grown up, I see things a lot different, you know. It taught me to be a more tolerant person. It taught me to be a person who tries to help other people out, even if I don't like you, because, you're kind of a jerk. I mean, I don't know. If you need help, I'll help you out. Straight out, that's how I am. That's how I was taught to be. I don't know, that's just how I was taught. Even if you don't like somebody, if they really do need help, you gotta help them out. You can't be like them and be a jerk. So, I mean, I'm very grateful for everything I do have, and when I was 15, I started working. I know, Obi, you say you started working when you were like 13 years old. Well, I started working when I was 15. As soon as I could start working, I started working just to help my parents out, because I would see how much they would struggle. When I was a kid, we used to have to switch. I always lived in apartments, in like single bedroom apartments, where it was like 5 of us or 6 of us. Sometimes my family members that didn't have a home or something, they would have to come and stay with us. So sometimes it could even be 12 people in one room or something like that, but we got through it, It just taught me to appreciate a lot of things that people take for granted. So as soon as I was able to work, I started working, and I would give my parents most of my paycheck. Say maybe I would keep $50. I started working at a grocery store as a bag boy, and I started giving all my my whole paycheck to my parents, just so they wouldn't have to struggle so much. Because all the time we would, when I was growing up, we would move from we would live in a place like a single bedroom apartment or a 1 bedroom apartment. We would live there for 6 months, and then they would kick us out, or we would have to move out, because either because my parents couldn't pay, or maybe just because it was too many of us living there. So I had to change schools every couple of months. I went to so many elementary schools that I don't even remember the names of them. Like, I would always have to be the new kid in school, so that was kind of tough. But, you gotta stick it out, whatever. But, so as soon as I could, I started working. And I would give my parents most of my paycheck. I wouldn't make much as a bag boy. Maybe I would work, 30 hours a week or whatever. And I would give my parents, out of my $200 paycheck, I would give them $150. And I would keep $50 for me to, buy whatever I needed for me and my brothers. Sometimes if I would buy me a shirt, I would buy my brothers a shirt. Or I had enough money to buy some snacks or some food. I would buy food for everybody. So I would just keep all the money. All the $50 and just spend it on all of us together, all of my brothers, and try to treat them to something. It's a couple of snacks, or maybe take them out to McDonald's on a weekend or something like that, something they would enjoy. And that taught me a lot of things. It taught me responsibility. It taught me to be grateful for what you have. And sorry if I'm just rambling and being boring, but I'm just kind of telling you how it is. So growing up after that, I just kept, ever since I started working, since I was 15, I never stopped. I did stay in school, but it's hard to stay in school, when you're having a lot of problems in the house, and you don't have enough money to pay for your electric bill. You don't have enough money to pay for your water. And even though I was helping my parents out, we were struggling a lot. So, we went through some rough times, I'm not trying to give you some sob story or anything, but that's how it was. And ever since I started working, I never stopped. So I would just keep working, help my parents, and by the time I wasn't able to graduate high school on time because I just missed so much of it trying to work my ass off, So I ended up having to go to night school or adult school or whatever you call it, and having to get my diploma that way. Working extra hard, working full time. By the age I was 16, I was working full time, and also trying to go to work at night. Trying to go to school at night, trying to get my diploma. So I eventually graduated. I started going to college, but eventually I had to drop out because I just couldn't pay for it. I just couldn't afford it. It was either you have enough money to eat and pay bills, or you have enough money to pay for college. And I had to choose, help my parents out. So that's what I did. So I had to drop out of college. I went for like a year, but I just couldn't afford it no more. So, all those things taught me a lot. Just be great. It taught me to be a grateful person. It taught me to be thankful. And it also taught me that you can survive anything pretty much, like what my parents taught me was, if you work hard enough and you're a good person, you'll get what you want, what you deserve. So, my parents worked their ass off, and they were actually able to buy their own home when I was growing up. When I was around 17 years old or 16 years old, they were actually able to buy a house for us. But, we still were struggling. But they would work their ass off. Sometimes they would each have 2 jobs, and even though I was helping them out, they would struggle. But if there's one thing I learned is never be jealous of anybody, even though they have more than you. Never be, bad to other people, and always be thankful for what little you got. Even though if you don't have things you wish you did, be thankful for what you do have. So, that kind of made me what I am now. And that taught me to always work hard. I've noticed now that every time I set a goal for myself, I always reach it. I always said that I was gonna eventually, go to college, and I did. Even though it was briefly, I still did. And a lot of other things, I wanted to learn how to hunt. I taught myself how to hunt. I wanted to buy different kinds of guns. I eventually did. I wanted to learn how to drive a motorcycle. Even though nobody in my family knew how to do it, I learned how to do it. And I eventually bought myself a motorcycle. My next goal, now that I have an okay job and, I'm not struggling as much as I used to, my next goal is to go back to college. And I want to become an attorney. I want to become a lawyer. And I'm pretty soon I'm fixing to go to law school and become a lawyer. So that's my next goal, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do it, because growing up with such few things, you see that there's nothing that can stop you once you have what you need. So that's my next goal, become an attorney, and I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start pretty soon, and even if it takes me 10 years or whatever, how long it takes you to become an attorney, I'm gonna do it, and then one day, I'll be much more grateful. Even now, even though I have an okay job and I'm not where I want to be, I'm so grateful that now I get to, actually pick what I want to eat. I get to pick if I go to the store, I'm like, oh, I want to eat these kind of chips, or I feel like eating this kind of a snack. I actually have the privilege to choose a snack and buy it. As when I was a kid, all I had to eat was whatever we had for many years. Sometimes all we had was like maybe milk and water. And now, I get to choose what I want to eat. And that is such a privilege, So, that's what makes me what I am. Coming from a humble household, from a poor household, it taught me to be a man myself. You always gotta be grateful for what you have. Never look at what you don't have. Always look at what you do have. Maybe all you have to eat is beans or potatoes, but there's people that don't even get to eat anything. So, whatever you do have, be grateful for it. So, sorry if it was a long video, and hope I didn't bore you guys to death or whatever. And thanks, Obi. I'm not even thinking about, your contest. I just wanted to share with you because you were you were genuine enough to share your life with us. So I just wanted to share this with you. And hopefully it makes sense. I know you're probably not going to, I don't know. I just been rambling a lot. But, I'm just telling you straight out how it is. So, much respect to you, man. And hope you like my video. Once again, here's my two guns, my shotgun and my 1911. So, thanks a lot for watching. And that's it for now. Hope you have a good turnout on your contest, bro. And that's it.